Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home, a long way from home. Yo, so last night on Twitter, somebody was watching Euphoria and they said, now this is a Tyler Perry production. And no shade to Mr. Perry's, because he's great. But like, I used to watch Mr. Perry's back when he had the stage plays with the mic on the forehead under the wig. And I remember this young, dark-skinned Black girl playing, some broke-down mother's downtrodden, abandoned, isolated daughter. And she busts out, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. And I wish I had the DVD still, because the way she sang that song, so I wasn't surprised to see the tweet, and I don't even know if this is why, but last night that song appeared in the episode. I feel like a motherless child. It was through Maddie's scene when her and Nate were connecting. And as soon as I heard it, I thought of Tyler Perry's play. So when the show was off and I see on Twitter, they were like, this is a Tyler Perry show. So let's oh, that tickled me. That tickled me bad. That tickled me down. It was so funny. Thank y'all for the hearts in the chat. I really appreciate it. We are here, Euphoria season 2, episode 4. Go off in the chat. What are y'all feeling about the show, about the episode, what's going on so far, the different style of storytelling that we did from season 1? What are your general thoughts and feelings about the what's going on and the goings-ons? I want to see in the chat while you guys get your thoughts together, which I definitely want to see. Tonight is a double feature. What does that mean? Well, if you are accessing this show live, that means you're a patron. Thank you. And if you are watching this on Thursday or beyond, that means you have general access on the YouTube channel, which means you found me, which means maybe you subscribed. Hope you did. Welcome as well. This is a dissection. I review TV and films with film knowledge, as I am a screenwriter. And my VIP patrons are going to join me for the second half of a dissection. We're going to do a post show, which means you guys will come on camera with me and talk and review and dissect and give your opinions. And I really love doing that. So the live show starts at 6 p.m. EST. As soon as you become a patron, you have access to all the live shows. If you are a VIP patron starting at the $15 tier, you get to come on with me at 7 p.m. EST after this show. So the VIP shows happen once a month. It's the last Monday of the month. That makes it tonight. Tonight is very special. So we in for a whole thriller, okay? We are in for a whole thriller. Khaled, an OG patron. I thought I saw Medea making a cameo. It's a lot. Not loving it. Love the break from a specific character focus. This style is beautiful. It's aiding, moving the plot. Oh, is it aiding or moving the plot? This season is crazy and dark. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's harder to follow due to no narration from Rue. Interesting. Without our unreliable narrator, her appearing much less, and us just getting to experience them, maybe it makes it feel a little off. Valid. It's feeling like a fever dream. And I know some people are complaining about pacing and writing, but it feels like a fever dream. And that's exactly how high school feels when it's traumatic. Look, I didn't have no traumatic ass high school experience. We went to assemblies. We hung out a little bit. We bought fries and Chinese food, and we went home. I was a little dork. I went to Key Club meetings. I was hanging out with the AP math students. I got a humble brag. I was exempt from college, bitch. I didn't have to do math in college, bitch. Now, I failed that last high school AP course. It wasn't easy, but it got me out of the long game. But high school was not giving this for me. Now, I don't know down to the suburbia in the Midwest or what the little outskirt towns. I was in Queens. Okay. With our black and brown mamas. Like, we went home. Wasn't none of this. Man, I went to Euphoria High Junior. When you're dealing with mess like that, it really does all run together and all the overlapping threads. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about all them threads tonight in Euphoria Season 2, Episode 4, Dissection. You who cannot see, think of those who can. And again, thank you for being here. If you're here live, you are a patron, patreon.com/JustLatasha. And tonight is a double feature. Please join me for the VIP post show. I'll have some of my VIP patrons join me on video, and we'll further discuss the episode and the season so far. It'll be a really fun night filled with thrills. All right, let's get into what we're going to get into. Now, since we have the VIP post show right after this, starting at 7 p.m. EST, in this dissection, I'm going to be skipping Lexi and Kat. We'll spend more time with them in the show that's coming up after this. But tonight's theme, freedom versus imprisonment, right? You who cannot see, think of those who can. Freedom versus imprisonment. Who or what is saving you? Who or what is destroying you? So right now, I believe we are at the series midpoint where we're going to take an entire shift from everything that's being set up, right? And so we spent the episodes 1 through 4 living the lies, wearing the masks. And now that people are dropping these truth bombs, we're going to be heading into that liberation. All right? They set up a lot of bombs that are all going to go off this season. Okay? I saw a lot of Twitter debates, and I'm sure we'll talk about this in the VIP post show. A lot of storylines are starting to actually be left off and unanswered. We were really rooting for Lexi and Fez. They didn't even kick it. Lexi tried, and that try was traumatic. I wouldn't go back down to the bodega either. I don't blame her. I'm out. But we would love to see a reconnection. That would be very cute. If you are new here, I want to inform you of our color theory, specifically in this season of Euphoria. When we have yellow, those are the characters' truths, the identity, who they really are. When we have blue, that's the mask they're wearing, where you front and where you lying, where you're putting on a facade. When we see green, it's a conversation between both. You're kind of telling the truth. You're kind of lying a little bit. Do you feel you got a front? X, Y, and Z. We're going to break all that down. Usually when you see red, it means pain, wound, trauma. But sometimes it can mean love and passion. Maybe that has arrived in last night's episode of Euphoria. And because we are taking on a religious theme, which beat us over the head last night, black represents the character's personal hell and white represents their personal heaven. Okay, so now that we understand all that, we're going to go through what we seen on Sunday night opening sequence where we have Rue saying, Rue fucks. Well, she don't. But she's willing to have sex. We were kind of asking that last dissection, right? But Jules attempting to have sex with Rue. And Rue opening up with the dialogue saying, I really love Jules. And we see this image of quite literally 2 masks kissing. They can't see each other literally and figuratively. And then we had this stunning image of Miss Hunter Schafer. My God, inspired by Frida Kahlo's Diego on My Mind. Frida Kahlo was an infamous Mexican painter who defied gender and femininity and sexuality and did a ton of self-portraits in the surrealism, tortured art. I was a fan of or I am a fan of Frida Kahlo. And specifically in this inspiration, where we see Frida Kahlo, who says, I paint myself because I am so often alone and because I am the subject I know best. Her self portraits often include interpretations of physical and psychological wounds. If you guys notice at the end of the episode, Jules has these red scratches on her thigh, right? After, of course, she's having sex, she's doing what she wants, but we see these physical embodiments of wounds after she spent an hour of our time going through these psychological wounds. So with Diego, Frida Kahlo's husband, censored on her forehead, he often suggested his wife dress in cultural significance. So all these little threads that are sprouting from her headdress leave us to ask if this represents new growth inspired by her husband Diego, or if it's something that's draining Frida's energy. Is her husband's presence a burden or an inspiration? Is Rue Jules's freedom or imprisonment? So about Jules, right? Like, we watched her fall in love in season 1 when she ran to New York, and she comes back to Rue and she was like, I met someone, I fell in love. And that partner at that time was very whimsical, very quick, but most of all was very detached, emotionally detached. Like, you're here for a little weekend, you're my friend's friend, I think you're cute. And Jules got so caught up in that, knowing that it was a temporary space or a detached space where that partner wasn't going to be like, yeah, I'm into you too. She was just like, let's just enjoy the moment. Even when Jules was doing all of her Tinder hookups or whatever app she was using, she really loved all of the energy that leads to the sex. She was saying that she didn't even really enjoy the sex. She loved all the texting, the getting to know each other. I'm gonna meet you here, sneaking out. She loved all of that mess. That wasn't even the actual moment. Which makes me believe that's probably why she loves Rue. Rue is Rue is fully in this monogamous relationship, romantic relationship with Jules, but she knows that Rue's heart, something else is pulling at Rue, and she can't figure out exactly what it is. She placed it on Elliot. Who is this dude? Why are you hanging out with him? Why you ain't tell me about him on New Year's? Like, she's placing that, but she knows something else is calling Rue, even though she doesn't have the answer yet, right? And so in this romantic scene where Rue and Jules are attempting to have sex, Rue is not having sex with Jules. She's having sex with drugs. That's what totally takes over her body in this moment, that her body can't even feel Jules at all. Can't see you. Her body doesn't even recognize her girlfriend at all. So I thought that was like really interesting. They're both each other's prison. Ooh. Ooh. What's up, Christine? Jules doesn't love Rue. She just loves the attention she was getting from her, in my opinion. I think that as well. I think Jules is totally obsessed with desirability and being desired. That's where she flourishes. Like that was just it. I think she was trying to get Rue to make a move. Rue's dead to the pavements. She got nothing. Rue has nothing for you. Okay. It was given very much Sleeping Beauty. In that montage of movies where the both of them are like playing these roles, which was super cute, right? Put a pin in it, we'll be back. It was giving very much Sleeping Beauty, like, I consent, do whatever you want to my body, it's fine. Let's not forget this special episode, because a lot of that showed up here for Jules. There's a big theme of these characters diving into spaces that don't make them happy, but they're pretending that they are. So in that special episode where Jules is fully in therapy and letting us know what's in her mind, she makes it very clear, I'm not even into men. So this whole Elliot stuff right now, very much like Cassie, allowing Nate to choke her when that was a very big deal for her in season 1. Do not do that to me. I don't like it. But she's crying and choking with Nate, and she's like, oh my God, I'm your fucking secret. Get up off the floor, Cass. You're embarrassing the girls. We taught you better than this, my love. The hell? Up off the floor, please. What's up, Siege? The fact that Rue really thought she was convincing to Jules. Zendaya, phenomenal actor. Rue, terrible. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Sorry, wasn't giving. Okay, so the last we saw of Rue and Jules with these images attached, we go right to Jules and Elliot. Two masks kissing. When in our last dissection, we saw Elliot sitting next to the word lie in big red letters. Elliot was sitting next to the word lie, right? And even in the scene where they're reconnecting, or they're connecting for the first time, there's this yellow tone, right? The desirability is what Jules wants. That's what she really wants, but she's not communicating that or showing that to her. She's just trying not to rock the boat. So what I really thought was that Jules, it doesn't matter who is in the space, as long as she's being desired is what is fine. And this is what I said about Rue, our last dissection. Rue was showing so much more romance to this pillow than she ever showed Jules. It could be anybody, because this needs to be a front to cover up for her love of drugs. That could be anybody. I believe right now it's Jules. So if Rue and Jules are imprisoning each other, I believe Elliot's purpose right now is kind of to provoke and prod at that little wound that they won't speak about. He's possibly the outlet that really allows them to be free in the ways that they want. Okay, so let me tap in one more time in the chat before we move on to our next person. Hey, Tariq. I need Cassie to get up off the floor ASAP. My good sis down bad and has lost it. Even Nate felt scared for a second. I don't think Nate fears her, but he's just like, all right, let her little temper tantrum go off, and we gonna move on. Elliot is messy boots. Cassie is so damn pathetic. I'm over her and her mom's parenting needs to be reversed. I'm down with crazy cool alcoholic mom. I don't know why. I feel like she provides a safe space what these kids gonna do anyway. She isn't appropriate. The kids do need discipline. They need somebody to help. But they all went through a really tough time. Their daddy did a number on all of them in that house. So if mom want to have too much wine that night, if I could throw a birthday party here, she's gonna help me clean up after I throw up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. What's up, RB? Welcome. Cassie is turning into her mother, learning from her mother, drinking her sorrows away. Great eye. Great eye. Oh, CJ, we're going to get into this. She was very much trying to be whatever she thought Nate found desirable. Let's talk about it. Since you want to go there, let's talk about Cassie, who we see is setting herself ablaze, living in her own hell. And we can see the color theory popping out here, right? Celebrating Maddie, being her best friend, being in that moment, supposed to be her heaven. We see the color white, right? But look, she's encompassed by this dark black shadow void. Somehow a place that's supposed to make her happy is creating her own living hell. When's the last time we saw this? Now, watching it live on Sunday, that's a lie. As of late, I be trying to dissect in real time so I can understand it more when I try to dissect for y'all. But really watching it on Sunday, I was like, now why the hell Cassie and Cal paired? Like, I don't even get why they're paired. But revisiting it today, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense, and we're going to explore why, right? Because these two characters in particular are absolutely tortured, but they are living the life they made with their choices and both trying to perform goodness. They're trying to be this good person. So who would you be if you freed yourself to go get what you want? But it'll cost you your image. We would acknowledge that you're terrible. Everyone would acknowledge that you're terrible in exchange for you actually having what you want in your possession. Hot take, and I think I only got one hot take tonight. Hot take. The reason Cassie loves both Maddie and Nate is because those two are brave enough to be terrible people. I think that's thrilling. Beyonce, Queen, Mother, Be Good, Charity, Love You XO versus Bad Girl Riri. Oh, that's good. And you get the option of both. Like, it's giving Nate. I could have this little soft, sweet little angel person, or I can dive deep into demonic, toxic baddie. I like it. I like it. But Cassie is this imprisoned good girl who can only dream to be so liberated, right? And we're talking about red meaning love and passion, but when it's on Cassie, it's sweet and delicate and cute. So she hands Maddie this pink birthday photo album, I Love You. Versus when she's trying to attract Nate and she puts on that hot pink swimsuit, I Love You. Right? Trying to give it all out. But Cassie, baby, you're gonna have to get off the floor. You're really gonna have to get off the floor, mama. It's getting embarrassing. Okay, you're gonna have to fight back. So since we're talking about the brother, let's talk about the brother. Since we're talking about Nate, let's talk about Nate, who says to Cassie, and this is a fire shot. Whew. Y'all showing off over there. Who says to Cassie, you can leave or you can get back into bed. Freedom versus imprisonment. You can leave or you can get back into bed. Choices. So, of course, Nate, the gaslighting daddy. I don't love Maddie. What are you talking about? Cassie know he's lying. And CJ said it in the chat. She's trying to perform Maddie again so she can attract him. She literally tries to wear Maddie again so he'd be attracted. I'm crazier than she is. Baby, no, you're not. And we seen it down to the party in your own house. They was playing in your face in your house. You ain't had a smoke. No, you're not. No, you're not. And so in that scene, if you can see, Cassie's in green. Because she's crazy, but not in the way that gets her what she wants. It's crazy like, baby, you spinning in them balloons. Mama, come out. Okay? Yeah. So there's some truth there, Yellow, but she's really trying to put on this front to be crazy, scary Maddie, fronting in that blue tone, right? So when you put those two together, you got green, and she's trying to tell the truth and lie at the same time to get this man to love her. Nate, you were supposed to love me. Nate was supposed to love me. Again, as we saw in the last episode, episode 3, where Cassie gives this advice that she should be taking. In episode 3, she gave it to Maddie, and now here in episode 4, she's giving it to Nate. You have choices. You just have to own up to the consequences, as she hides from her best friend. As she hides from her best friend. Even Nate here in blue, I had to ask, like, what is he lying about? Where is he wearing a mask? And I feel like it's when he tells Cassie, you ain't sweet. You out here acting wild too. I don't think he believes that. I don't even think I believe it. It's effed up. It's nasty work. Absolutely. And we see Cassie battling with the idea of whether or not she's this good person. I don't believe He don't believe that she's sweet. I think he really does think she's a sweetheart. And we saw it in season 2, episode 1, where he's dreaming of this life because she is this good-natured person. And we also saw in season 2, episode 1, when he found her at the gas station falling apart as she do. He finds her wounds so he can provoke them. So he absolutely knows that she wants to be picked and chosen and desired by him. And all he'll do is reject her because he's hell on wheels. He's a demon. He's hell on wheels. And that, ladies and gentlemen and babies, is what keeps Cassie in his bed. That lingering, never being satisfied, that satiating, that goal, pick me, pick me, pick me, and he won't. Also, I believe he's lying about the fact that he isn't scared Maddie will find out. I think he's just as terrified as Cassie is. But he needs to make it your problem. Yeah, you're the one walling. I'm all right. No, you're not. No, you're not. So you can leave or you can get back into bed. And the gag was when Cassie left. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you love me, sure. Cassie leaves, but she got worse. She leaves his bed, which you would imagine is freedom, but she leaves back into her own imprisonment. Which is worse, being in his bed or leaving? We'll talk about it in the VIP post show right after this with my VIP patrons. Hope to see y'all there. Cassie throwing up in the pool was funny as hell. The realest thing I ever seen on TV was Maggie gagging because Cassie's throwing up. And I was like, yo, I think this is real. I think Alexa Demi is actually throwing up because she's hearing it and seeing it. And she's like, oh, like she couldn't take it. That was so funny. And then, of course, that emotional burst from Cassie. I'm so sorry, Maddie, as they're covered in this blue light. Because even though she's admitting the truth, you are my best friend. I love you. I'm so sorry. She's lying about what the apology was for. Covering that truth in that lie. Let's see what y'all talking about. Cassie says she'll do anything to prevent Nate and Maddie becoming a thing again. No, she is not about that life. She sat in that hot tub and shut up, didn't she? Throwing up, crying and throwing up. She's crazy, like sad crazy. This is the most sympathetic I've ever been for Nate. Ooh, I wonder why. Tell me more. I definitely want to know more. You caught that Dreamgirls reference. It'll always pop up in the dissections. That I can promise you. I will always find a way to bring up Dreamgirls. Let's see. We're going to talk about this too. Put a pin in it. When he stopped her on the steps and said, I love you, I got so mad. He was so void of emotion. He said it like a robot. And he talks to her like that. I know when he puts on his little narcissist cape, because he talks to her when he turns into the deadpan robot. That's exactly how he spoke to her when he was like, you okay? What's wrong? Where you at with McKay? At season 2, episode 1, when he found her at the gas station. What's wrong? Where's McKay? You guys broke up? You don't care. You're just trying to find that thing so you can attack it and hook it in. Is what the perfect phrase for that. Breadcrumbing. The perfect phrase for that. I'm telling y'all. Today. An apology. Not an apology. It's an apology. So it's not giving. RB says, ooh, went back. Hey, Kiara. Maddie still has that CD and Nate's secret, so Nate is in the palm of her hands. Ooh, all these bombs that are gonna go off. This whole season is like slowly giving it to this tick, 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 boom. Whole season. Okay. All right, let's get into our throuple. Let's get into our throuple. Rue, Elliot, and Jules. Child, what a chaotic mess? Where are their sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Where are their mothers? All three of you. All three of you. Where are their mothers? In this throuple, we have such secrets. Elliot and Rue hiding drugs from Jules. Jules and Elliot hiding romance from Rue. Here's my thing. As soon as Elliot confirms loving up on Jules, he stops doing drugs with Rue. Now, that's supposed to be a good thing, but it's a red flag for me. He doesn't do the drugs. And to me, talk about it, to me, it's giving Nate. Because Nate curated Cassie's downfall, even though she's very much engaged and saying yes is where she should be saying no's. He's curating Cassie's misery and downfall. And I think that little plotting in the bathroom when he didn't do the drugs, preparing to curate Rue's destruction. Because, and somebody tweeted this, if it was your idea to go drink, why would you then berate Rue for drinking? It's not given, babes. The blood is a lie. It's not given. And you berated Rue in front of Jules under the guise of care. Oh, I'm just like worried about you. Like she's drinking. You gaslighting daddy. Like, what the fuck? And it all feels like this big performance for Jules, who like follows his lead and joins in. Yeah, Rue, what's up with the drinking? What are y'all talking about? We made a plan to be here. And I don't know if y'all caught it, but this is what he said in the car. I think the exposure started in the car, but Jules didn't catch it, or like we didn't catch it, or somebody didn't catch it. But he was doing that. He was doing just a little bit in the car. He goes, you know you can't drink on that stuff. On what stuff? Because as far as Jules knows, I just do a little bit of weed. So she can't drink on weed? On what stuff? Because you're supposed to be the homie. What are you doing? What are you doing? Rue, whoa, you're not supposed to drink on that shit? On what shit? So we watch Elliot and Jules in the front seat, leaving Rue behind. And the truth finally comes out. I can't fucking stand you, Rue says to her girlfriend, Jules, which is exactly what Kat says to her boyfriend, Ethan, which we'll talk about in the VIP show right after, how they mirror each other. And we gotta ask, are Rue and Jules, like Kat and Ethan, performing what they should be doing? Well, if we love each other and we're attracted to each other, shouldn't we be in this relationship? Are they just performing what they should be doing? And skipping ahead a little bit where Elliot and Jules are alone and he confesses the truth. Again, that room covered in that yellow tone, the truth comes out. I didn't want to hide it from you, Martin. I just wanted to tell you the truth. Because I care about you. I don't want to lie to you. But Rue's not sober, confirming Jules' biggest fear and insecurity. Rue is not sober. Elliot dropped a truth bomb. For Wade. Okay? I want to know what he wants. I know what Nate wants. He wants to destroy you. Very simple. What is Elliot doing? For what? He's doing so much. What up, Jessica? I'll see you on the VIP post show right after. She just upped her tier to a VIP patron. I'll see you right after this. Like, I really want to know. Everybody was drinking before the war. Clearly, Mosley playing the long game. What is his end goal? Because what we could see, he's like he cares. Period. What is going on? He lucky he cute. He is so cute. I want to be. I want to bend him over my knee and spank him back to life. Because what are you doing? Nate is fine too. I wouldn't let him destroy my life. Nate is fine too, and his daddy. And then they do that little Australian accent. Like, get up. Boy, I fight a kangaroo for you. I swear for that. Don't tell nobody, y'all. That's our secret. Don't tell nobody. I'll give me an Aussie down under. Elliot is the serpent. Got the apple tattoo on his cheek and everything. Oh, not you dissecting tattoos. Oh, it's giving original sin. Oh, wow. Elliot is sharing in both of their unhealthy behaviors: drugs with Rue, sex with men, with Jules. And they're both trying to get away from those two things. They're both fought with all their might to get away from those two things. I did not tell Nate to jump in my pouch. So that's all you. I'm not doing this with y'all. I swear I'm not doing this with y'all, okay? All right. Let's go on with the messiest bitch you know. It's a man, isn't it? Who's the messiest bitch you know? It's a man, isn't it? As we watch Cal, and so many people were like, "Why is Cal taking up so much space on this show?" He's doing what a lot of the girls ain't. He is actually driving towards his liberation and his truth. Hello? Hello? And as we watch Cal go on his tormented flight through the night, all of his scenes blending in with Rue and Cassie and Nate and Cal scenes are kind of like these anchors to where them characters should be, because he serves as a reflection to Nate. They both have that double life, right? He serves as a reflection to Cassie because they're both performing what is good, what should be good, and serving that image brings them this personal torment in hell. And he serves as a reflection of Rue. Because him drinking and driving, doing them speeds, taking his hands off the wheels, are you trying to kill yourself? And we've heard people say that to Rue 1,000 times. You're trying to kill yourself. And possibly in this thrill, which could end your life, maybe that's your form of liberation. Maybe being this drunk as Cal is and being this high as Rue is the only way that they can alleviate their sobriety. They have to liberate themselves from sobriety to bring them just a little slice of heaven. Cal needs to go back in the day to 20 years ago, and Rue is trying to get to that moment she lost everything. Everything. And usually when you see these wounds on the bodies of characters, those physical wounds, of course, reflect psychological and emotional ones, right? It's very much this. I am alone, and I don't know if what's supposed to be bringing me joy is inspiring me or depleting me. I don't know. They both got that headdress on. Both of them. So even all these colors in this scene with Cal, right? These reds, these pinks, and these greens, because who he is, yellow, battles with that mask, blue, that he's created for his life, which causes him this hell, which causes him this pain, red, while he's away from his true love, pink, and identity. All of that happening. And so even when he has a moment to make the choice, to dive into the truth, to partake in that little romantic moment with an out queer man in a bar, what you wanted to do, he spoke that language he knows how to speak. He spoke masculinity. He spoke violence. Of course, he was going to turn back into wrestling. It's the only language he feels safe with, even though that's not the language he want to speak. I know how to handle the male body. Let's fight. You don't want to fight. You want to tussle. Cal want to tussle. Just say that. And so, of course, we saw him not only dive into his truth, but the truth of his whole family. It's ugly, it's messy, it's chaotic. Put the wee away, Cal. Your two kids needed to see that. Marsha had to see that. But he dropped them truth bombs and everything because somebody that we assumed, somebody that we knew was the absolute villain, was the only one who heeded Cassie's advice. He showed up, made his choice, stood in his truth, and he's totally liberating himself and showing up bravely to the consequences. Now, he lied a little bit through it. Oh, I'm like this because of you. No, you're not. You've been like that before they got here. We saw it. You was that guy down to the bar back here. Marsha just called you and told you she was having a little Nate. You was that guy anyway. So you copped out a little bit at the end where you needed somebody to blame just in case it felt too heavy. But you dropped truth bombs on everybody. Liberating for you. We'll see how your family deals with that fallout. Will they step up to the consequences or will they bury it up with their masks again? Y'all, Cal was doing it. Cal was doing it. I'm leaving. Cal said, not too much on me, because I know you niggas. Cal said, not too much on me. Yes, purple tents. It reminded me of when Nate was drinking and driving at that high speed with Cassie. Absolutely. All these mirror images, all these symbolism, all these story parallels. Absolutely. Now, Ashtray might have did him a favor. Knock the sense into him. Now, this is what our parents said they was going to do to us. I'm gonna knock the sense into you. Knock Cal back to his truth. You knock Cal back to his identity. Hard hit. Makes a soft ass. That was not an LGBTQ plus joke. It wasn't a pun. I promise. He left off saying, I'm an emotional guy. Please. She said, oh, he definitely lied in the end. He definitely did. So what I saw in the family photo, the family portrait, is that it's 3 siblings, but we only saw 2 brothers. I thought there was a little sister. I thought I saw a girl because it was hair. It's 3 boys. Because look, I would be Nate's sister all day. I hear y'all screaming outside. Apparently daddy got the wee out. I'm staying in bed. Tell me about it in the morning. Or don't. I'm cool with the mask. I'll front. Because that mess that y'all got going on outside, I'm not dealing with. And if I step out my bedroom, what, you going out one of my secrets too, Dad? No, just go. Just leave. Just leave. What? I'm not getting out of bed for that mess. The way Cal dragged his family, I was not prepared. He's lost his marbles. Okay? He's lost his marbles. I like this because there's a visual that I was paying attention to, but I wasn't going to say it tonight, but let's say it. Like Lucifer, Purple 10 says, he got kicked out of heaven and could never come back. There was a moment Rue's family is standing above, judging Cal below, right? Those levels of heaven and hell. And Cal, in the middle of this monologue, sort of goes back up to heaven. And I was like, what's going to happen? He goes back up towards heaven, removes the family photo, and leaves. He descends again. So we don't know if it's going to be hell or liberation, but he's willing to face the consequences to find out. And that was supposed to be the entire hurrah. Let's end, because baby, let's wrap this up, because baby, Labyrinth's voice and the way I cried. Y'all, I had such a good cry. I had such a good cry. Like, Labyrinth's voice takes your soul and it shifts it a little bit. Like Moses Sumney's voice comforts your spirit. Like it cradles the soft parts that need tending to. Labyrinth's voice, haunting. Because Labyrinth's voice, it looks at the dark parts of your spirit and says, that's okay. Oh, I cried. And they didn't get me like that since the finale of season 1. But last night, baby, this Rue, who has been in search of her salvation, and her high is as close as she can get, right? We spotted Elliot and Jules in the pews of this imaginary spiritual place. And I imagine that's because they are symbolic of the mask she has to wear to care about something, because all she cares about is getting back to her dad, getting back to him. So if I'm going to just do drugs with you right quick, or I'm going to love you right quick, it has to satiate something until I can get back there. Oh my God. She has been in search of Jules, searching for the love that her father left behind, and Elliot and the drugs that will bring her closer to him. That is the truth. This place is Rue's truth. And we remember a few episodes where she told Elliot, everybody asks me that, do you do drugs because, oh, your dad died? Like, nah. Yes. Yes. Labyrinth singing, hey, Lord, you know I'm tired. Hey, Lord, you know I'm tired. Oh, my God. Hey, Lord, you know I'm tired. Whew. We saw Cal speeding, threatening his own life in that car. So as Rue, with all this drug use, is speeding down a road to kill herself, holds on to her father for dear life. Gripping. Oh, my God. So while he's gone, she can only chase the two options in Jules and Elliot, right? Because in life, she can chase Jules, who is that love to fill that void, versus when she does drugs to get closer to her father. And that's as close as she gets to death. We saw it in season 2, episode 1, when Elliot had to bring her back to life. She has to ride right in between the lines of life and death. But Jules, life, Elliot, death. Craving this moment. And so what I have a question is, we saw this image. Elliot at the cross. Yes, he's a cute little manipulator. He's provoking them. He's exposing that unspoken wound they have between them, driving, inspiring their separation. Did he liberate them? Was he the salvation of this relationship built on a very weak foundation? Did he liberate them? So a few other themes I want to tie up before we start our VIP post show in about 10 minutes over on YouTube. The crying. There were all these visuals of the characters crying in this episode. Rue cries when she's high and spiritually connected to her father. We barely see Rue cry unless she's manipulating to get to those drugs. But Rue cries specifically here when she's high and spiritually connected to her father. Maddie cries when Cassie hands her that friendship photo book and they bond. Maddie also cries when she tells Nate she loves him, but they're estranged. Cassie can't cry when she watches Nate choose Maddie and she isolates. Cassie finally cries when she's alone in the floral tomb. We watch Cal laugh instead of cry. We know he wants to cry, but he does that maniacal laugh instead. And he wants to cry but can't when he finally makes another queer romantic connection and he rejects. He wrestles, right? Going back to that only language he knows. We also have these parallels of the I love you. The characters saying I love you. Rue opens up this episode with I love you. And she closes the episode, I love you. And that final confession, we see a photo of her and Jules in an empty room. She and Jules only existing in a memory now, right? Cassie says to Maddie, I love you, as Cassie is betraying her. Maddie to Nate, why don't you love me? When Nate is choosing her. And Nate says to Cassie in that monotone, empty, emotionless voice, I love you, to bind her. All these moving parts. The cinematography was beautiful. The art was beautiful. I'm going to catch up on some last comments before we jump onto our VIP post show. I hope I see my patrons on. Please sign on if you're a VIP patron. The song I can't. I really can't. I really can't. Rue has been trying to get back to her father this whole time. That's what all this is for. Absolutely. The way Elliot is acting, that's probably the little brother. What grade is Elliot in? Nate's little brother? Nate's little brother? It's eerie that we couldn't see. Come on with y'all. This is what I'm talking about. It's eerie that we couldn't see Labyrinth's face at first. I thought of death and pain represented in one person. He was so silhouetted. He was so shadowed. He was like this dark, calming, beautiful, like, come on to the other side if you want to. It's okay. Come on. He was so shadowed. And the room was bright, but the fact that he was so silhouetted with his beautiful dark skin and that hair. Oh, so good. Y'all gonna be cursing out Elliot all night. Oh my God, yes. Y'all, this is why I do this with y'all. Her father talking almost sounded like Christ forgiving, right? Christ talking to her. I don't know if I'm a good person. That's okay. People make mistakes. I'm always with, I will always be with you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. They both had on red. Rue is still in a lot of danger while she is grieving. Did anyone else notice that most of the drugs in the suitcase are gone? I missed that because I was so enamored with this whole scene. I missed how many drugs are in there, but Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem. Now, on a sneak peek of next week's episode, we know Rue is in danger of getting her ass beat / sold. But I think she's going to go. I think the drug dealer woman is going to make Rue go into a cold turkey detox because there was a lock on the door. And she says something will flow out of you or it has to leave your body, whatever it was. I think she's going to force Rue to just do the cold turkey. I kind of don't know if Rue is going to be harmed. Now, it'd be exciting if something was happening and everyone has to rise up to save Rue, but I don't know. And it's in this religious, Christ-like forgiveness theme, that devilish woman may find a bit of grace for some reason. I don't know. We'll see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Please join me on YouTube for the live post show. My VIP patrons, hit the link right now, right now, right now. Thank you for being here, y'all. See ya in 5 minutes.